welcome to another episode of Unfiltered. I'm your host, Rick Blood, and today I'm going to give you folks a break. Yeah, it's your lucky day, or maybe not. Today I'm going to talk about the Melbourne air show that I went to down in Melbourne, Florida, the Melbourne Air and Space Show. First, I want to start by expressing my condolences to the United States Air Force and all the families involved in the recent Thunderbirds crash. Happened last week out at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada. Thunderbird number 4 pilot, Major Stephen Del Bagno, was killed during a routine demonstration training flight. And, it was the second or third of 3 or 4 crashes, military crashes that happened last week. And I don't know what it is, old equipment, just the way the straw falls, whatever it is. Anyway, it's a sad thing for the military. I believe the Marines lost a helicopter. The Army, I can't remember if they lost a helicopter or an airplane, and then, of course, the Thunderbirds crash. All sad things, but these guys that volunteer. Now, remember, military is a voluntary service now. These people that volunteer, they know the risks going in. These pilots don't get in one of these aircraft not one time without the thought that this could be the last time my feet are on the ground while I'm alive. It's just the way that it is. The same thing with firefighters, policemen. There's not one day that a firefighter goes to work and doesn't think this could be my last day checking in. So, hey, I want to share a couple things before we get to the air show. I've got a lot of clips for you. I want to share a couple of the things I've been working on as far as my artwork go. Because over the winter, I got to looking at all my aircraft photos from the past 2 years that I've been shooting air shows pretty religiously. And looking at my friends' aviation pictures and groups on the internet, their aviation pictures, and they all look the same. It dawned on me that my pictures look just like the guy I was standing next to in the photo pit. We were all grouped in the same little area. We're all shooting the same plane. And we're all photographers. So all the photos look the same. I wanted to do something to try to set myself apart. So what I did is I started working on some composite stuff. One of them I did it was F-15s from the 104th Fighter Wing down in Westfield, Massachusetts. I shot the airplanes last year at the air show, and that's the composite. I got a big old 20 by 30 print of this thing and put it in a nice frame and took it down to Westfield on last Saturday, and gave it to the public affairs officer, and it will proudly be displayed down there on their base. So the next one I did, because I am a Navy guy, now the photos that I used were from a website called Pixabay, which is a crowd sharing photography site. You post some pictures, you download some pictures, and they're free to use without licensing. Because, some of us artists are willing to share some of our work for use by others. So this is a piece that I did with some stock photos of the military stuff, and made this flight deck proud piece. This one is actually, I've got a 20 by 30 copy of this on display down at the Flight Deck restaurant at the Keene Airport. And it looks fantastic in person. So let's get to the air show stuff because I've got a lot of clips. And now the problem with air show videography is that a routine, a sport plane aerobatic routine is usually between 10 and 15 minutes. But it involves a lot of space. And I'm sure that you folks have seen aviation aerobatics, you know. They come down, they go by the airfield, they go way up, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 feet up in the air, doing all their tricks and stuff. Jet teams, every maneuver is a pass. Means they're going to come down across the airfield. Down the show line is what they say. So, in a jet, it takes probably, 12 seconds from the time that the spot on the horizon becomes big enough you can get into a camera frame to the time that it's gone by you. So it's a lot of short clips, and then the airplane goes, the plane goes off in, and if you're at the air show, you can watch the little tiny dot, and you can track these planes. That doesn't make for great video, a little tiny blip in the middle of a screen. So I took some of the closer passes, stuck them together. When I first got to Melbourne, you folks have, I'm gonna forego the trip because they're basically uneventful. I drove for 21 hours, yay. Stopped a bunch of times for gas and long drive, no big accidents. I didn't see anything real major. So I got down to the air show. I met up with a buddy of mine who I had met last year at this same air show for the first time. A dude from Florida, and his name is Craig. He's another photographer, and we compare notes. We chit-chat about things going on. He was spent a lot of years with the Florida Corrections Department, and so we got a lot of things in common, or not. But here's a little video I took of Craig doing some of his work. In order to get pictures without any people in them, you've got to get there early. So we wandered around a little bit. Craig didn't buy a photo pass this year. He spent a little bit more money and got into one of the I believe it was the Flight Line Club. One of the VIP tents, and they offered, for the price, you get shade tents, catered, all the beer, soda, water that you want to drink, the whole 9 yards, nice chairs. So he was over there, I was in the photo pit. But we had a great day, and at the end of the day, we got together and compared notes again, and I'll run into him probably the next time I see Craig will be in Dayton in the end of June. So, anyway, let's get into the flying. Because it was a small air show, not a lot of aerial demonstrations. I got 5 for you. First one is the P-51. This is an old Warbird, civilian owned now and flown by a civilian guy. And I should have brought the book in because Scott Yoakum, I believe is his name. Anyway, this is the P-51 in flight.
On the takeoff roll right now, going to orbit, waiting for his turn, is the airplane that won the war for us in Europe, the P-51D. Pentagon hesitation roll with Scooter Yoke. Pentagon hesitation roll. He's set up for a very, very slow roll now.
There's narration that goes along with it.
I think it's required by
a lot of them
the P-51.
Which are probably copyrighted.
Very, very nice slow roll now, that Scooter. No other combat airplane could fly as high, go as far, and fight as hard as the mighty Mustang. All of the Allied airplanes were painted with those black and white stripes so they could be easily identified and not confused for the enemy. Flight pass there now. Follow Scooter on Instagram and Facebook at Quicksilver P51. And Scooter would like to say thank you to Bremont Watches, Cockpit USA. Produced 15,558 of the P-51 Mustangs. Upside down, I'll give you a little wig wag, wave back at Scooter when he waves it. There he is. Thank you, Scooter, for coming all this way. Everybody knows that the Pigeon is a five-sided building in Washington, D.C. Scooter has developed what he expects a new level of service and could have discovered shell there today. There's Scooter. See the scoop underneath the airplane, that is the cooling vent, the water-cooled engine. At first, the design engineers thought that scoop might cause them a loss of perhaps airspeed or fuel economy, but they went to several scientists and started...
Again, man, what a great, beautiful plane. The name of the plane is Quicksilver, P-51 from World War II. And man, that guy flying upside down, doing 5-point rolls, just amazing. The same time period the P-51 was very popular back in World War II was the B-17. Now the B-17 we've seen here in Keene has always been the 909 from the Collings Foundation. And the B-17 that was in Melbourne was actually the Memphis Belle. Not the real Memphis Belle, but the Memphis Belle that was used in the movie. And let's have a look at the Memphis Belle in flight.
By 1943, American and Allied forces were on the offensive in every theater of World War II. They began the greatest thing to be done during daylight hours to ensure pinpoint accuracy. The Americans believed that formation flying, with each bomber providing cover to the others, plus the North bomb site, would overcome the British operational difficulties. True to pre-war strategic doctrine, however, American fighter aircraft were not as robust. With a Flying Fortress 4 big engines, 1,200 horsepower, Wright Cyclone engines, turbocharged. The bomb made doors open on the B-17, as you can see. And maximum speed, close to 300 miles an hour, but its range was impressive at 2,000 miles. And that included with a 5,000-pound bomb load. 13 50-caliber machine guns and twin turrets. 8,600 of those. Oddly enough, here's a beautiful, beautiful photo pass of the Memphis Belle. This is the Memphis Belle that was used in the movie, The Memphis Belle. It's from the National Warplane Heritage, if we can use that word. It's a multi-role bomber capable of delivering both conventional and nuclear munitions. And it was a dramatic leap forward in technology. B-2 brings massive firepower to bear in short time anywhere on the globe or previously impenetrable defenses. Incidentally, the Spirit is turning 25 years old. In the late 70s, the DoD became concerned about improvements in our adversaries' program. That's when they got together and asked to build an ATB, and that would be short for the Advanced Technology Bomber. And out of that, Northrop was awarded the ATB contract back in October of 1981.
Oh my God.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. Now my time is running down real quick here, so I'll have more on each one of these planes in a later episode. But let's take a jump forward into the 21st century, because one of the biggest draws, the biggest draw for me, was this next plane that I'm going to show you, and I've only got video of one pass because I wanted to get some still photos, and it only did 3 passes. It did a flyover, and it was the first time I had ever seen the B-2 Spirit bomber.
How do they? I said one wing, so you got what we call flaperons instead of the ailerons on a regular wing. Do you like that, ladies and gentlemen?
All right, yeah. The narrator said that huge bomber appears on radar no bigger than a pigeon. Amazing, huh? And you know, one of the things I like is that's our tax dollars. That's what my money went to, is that baby right there. And boy, what a beauty. One of my favorite attractions at any air show isn't in the air, but it's on the ground right in front of you. And this year, I was able to get some fantastic footage of Shockwave, the jet-powered 10-wheel semi-tractor trailer truck. He can't pull a trailer, and you'll see why in this next clip.
The fire coming out of the smokestack pipes on the side of the sea, the smoke. He'll be down here, folks, so don't worry. Watch him light the burner off in there, and there'll be a glow. There you go. Look at the glow from the Shockwave. Now prepare for some sonic booms as he ignites the afterburner. Flames 75 feet out of the rear of the Shockwave. just in case. Running on a very short runway,
24
6,000 feet.
miles an hour was what he did on that. So let's jump right into the main attraction. United States Air Force Thunderbirds, one of the best aerial demonstration teams in the world. And I say one of because I'm a Blue Angels boy myself. So let's get right into the Thunderbirds. They did a fantastic performance. And in the flying in one of the planes in the Diamond, the slot pilot, flying plane number 4 is Major Del Bagno. And here is the Thunderbirds.
The meticulous line abreast to Diamond Loop. You'll see them apex and transition back to the classic Thunderbird Diamond formation. Simultaneous aileron rolls in close formation. So pass.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 50% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the day.
that's it. That's the videos. Again, it's real tough. I need a lot of practice, but I'll get it. I'll shoot a little video at every air show that I go to this year. That last clip that you saw with the 4 is a maneuver they call the sneak pass. And let me just tell you real quick, I don't have time to tell you anything. My time's up for this week. Join me next week. I'll continue this conversation. Till then, I'm Rick Blood. This is Unfiltered. Peace.